Hi guys, it's Deanna with Vintage Cottage Stitches. I'm back a little late. Last week I had my grandkids here and my software decided to not let me use my music. So my granddaughter helped me to fix it, we thought. And when she went in to fix it, it set my video to private. So it's been up for a week plus, but it wasn't live where everyone can see it. It was set to private. So we fixed that, and there is no music at the end of the video, I noticed. So I'm trying to fix that. This is my second time recording. I recorded yesterday and it still was giving me a hard time. So I'm recording again today. So there's like 2 days between videos, but in real life, I have a whole week there that I've managed to accomplish some things. So I guess let's get into it. Okay, so one thing exciting, my grandkids were here. It was my granddaughter who's 17, my grandson who's 16, their mom, and my granddaughter's boyfriend. And they had a lot of fun. They pulled out all the things. They pulled out the bikes so they can go for bicycle rides. They pulled out the kayaks. They pulled out the paddle boards. The jet skis were the winner. We didn't even get to go on the pontoon. And it was a fun, busy week, but it was fun. During that week, my granddaughter, I think I'm a little crooked, my granddaughter came to me and she decided that she wanted to learn how to cross stitch. So I pulled out some patterns and she decided on this pattern, Dolly's Crows and Candy Corn. I had a piece of fabric. I started her on 14 count. I had a piece of fabric that was kind of rainbowy with pink and purple. So she used that. So she sent me a picture of where she's at now. She did cross stitch for a couple days. And this is where she's at. I did purchase a gray DMC floss so she could outline her ghost. I don't know if you can see, but she's using sparkly white thread for the ghost. But she's doing pretty good. She's really excited about it. I don't know how much time she's gonna have to cross stitch because she starts college on the 25th, I think it is. So we'll see how she does, but I'll keep you updated. But so far she's loving it. She loved looking at all the cross stitch around my house and decided she needed to do that. So that's fun because she's my first cross stitcher. My daughters used to quilt with me, but then they became parents and they didn't have as much time anymore. So my middle daughter is actually setting up a craft room for herself and her daughter. That's Tatum, the one that I went to go see when she was having the issues with her cat. She's doing good. She's getting ready to start school also. So I think she really wants to get back into it. And my youngest daughter, I think she's still too busy. She's the one with the 3 and 4 year olds. So at least I have one. I have a bunch of Ada. I didn't let her take all the Ada because I want to make sure that she sticks with it. And my middle daughter has also expressed interest in cross stitching, so I want to be able to split it up between both of them. I'll only probably keep a couple pieces because I don't even know if I should do that, but I want to do things to the size that I need them. So my go-to fabric is 36 count. I'm really enjoying 40 count also. But I guess if I was going to go down, I would probably go down to a 28 count if I had to fit it into a certain piece or, you know, something like that. So I guess I could just give them all of it and split it between them. I have a lot. I dyed a lot of my own fabric, just playing around with it. I really have fun with that kind of stuff. So I probably would just clear the cabinet out. I didn't show that in my last video where I store my Ada. Maybe in the next video I'll show that. Okay, so other things, I showed you all my floss storage, and in my antique cabinet is where I have my Weeks Dye Works, Gentle Arts, and Classic Colorworks, and then I have drawers just for my DMC floss set up to the book. But my Classic Colorworks, Gentle Arts, and Weeks Dye Works are all in the same drawers by color, and it's getting a little much when I go to pull them out. So I think I found this on Marketplace, and I got it for like $15. So it's got a lot of potential. Those are holders for CDs that are on the side here. So I'm going to take those off. We're going to take it apart and we're going to paint it. And I tend to paint everything cream or black. So I think I'm going to go with a cream color again. And it just allows my flosses to pop. So I might do one type of floss on one side and one on the other side. I'm not really sure yet, but I thought that didn't take up a lot of a footprint to store flosses. And then you can easily see them. As long as you don't have it sitting in the sun, then you're usually okay. They say that thread has a 3-year shelf life, but I've had a lot of threads longer than 3 years and they are perfectly fine. So, okay, so going with this is going to be one of my starts this week. And I have pulled out, I haven't pulled the floss yet. I had to go buy floss because a lot of it, my granddaughter picked her own colors, and she picked them from DMC. And I have a master set of DMC in my cabinet, so I had to go buy flosses that I gave to her. So I have this Kermit, and I am going to use this as my background color, and then I'll have to change the suckers that are green, but I think that'll be really cute. I think it will really pop on there. I also have a snowman pattern that I want to do in the Kermit green. I don't know what the name of it is, but as we get closer. So I emptied out my bag from last week, and now I'm filling it back up. So those will go in that bag. Okay, next up, I was able to get some time in on my Sarah's sewing pouch. It's kind of hard to let you know which way I should put it, but I'll do this way. I have to take pictures of this pattern and rotate them because I was able to get the deer in, this part here. I finished up all the buds on the tree, and I already had the cat in. So I got that. There's a basket here, and then I'll move up here, and then I've got some more to do on this side. And then after that, let me pull the pattern. You have to flip it over and do the back side. But in order for that to be right side up when you put your pouch together, it's done upside down. So I'll have to figure out what I'm doing with that. But I'll take a picture of it and flip it probably and just stitch straight. So isn't that cute? I don't know. I was thinking about picking a, like a small pink floral to put on the inside. I'm not really sure. There's a lot of pink in the rose, and then we have the color in the tree. And on the back side, there is some pink in those a little bit. So that's what I'm thinking. I haven't even looked to pull fabric yet, but that's what I'm thinking. Okay, so that I still think I'll, it'll be a couple weeks, I think, till I get a finish on that. I'm trying to work on a lot of things, like once a week for as many hours as I can put into it. That's in my sewing machine box. I put my little button fob on here. I saw Jessica Sweetwater Stitcher do it, and I thought, oh, my bag needs one too. So that's that. Okay, and then next up, I have, oh, I should have told you what I was stitching that on. That was being stitched on 36 count cottage stone by Color and Cotton. And that was with called for flosses. Okay, so next up I have Clovis. Clovis is stitched on 36 count needle bling heirloom, needle bling designs, color heirloom. And I started this on 7/29. I think I'm gonna try to see how far I can get on this one. I want to do 2 starts. There's one more start that I want to do. But this is my Clovis. I love the colors in the apron. It looks so vintage. Very nice. My face has a different color because it was not showing up on here, the white. So I changed it to, I don't know what this is supposed to be. It kind of looks like a raccoon with my color. So it's all called for. For the face, it called for this floss, which is linen. I called for linen. And I switched it to, where is it? I switched it to Pebble because it was not showing at all. So you can see, and this Pebble has different colors in it. You can see, yeah, that's a good representation. So I really like this one. And I found my little wagon, so I need a place to, I need another animal cracker to go in there, and then another one and another one. I have quite a few more patterns. I have the elephant, the giraffe head, the cat that's in the Halloween costume as a skeleton, bobbin, I have bobbin. So you just have to pull them out and work on them. But this seems to be working. Again, Halloween is coming, and I want to get some small pillows done for my front entranceway. So that'll be coming. And then next up, I'm not in a rush for this one. I want to get it done before Christmas, actually before probably Thanksgiving. But I got a little bit more done, but not much. We had a busy week. I have a lot of things now. Okay, so this is in my Santa bag. this is Stacy Nash, the gingerbread house sewing book. And it's so cute. I've bought so many beads that I want to try on it, and I'm almost to the garland at the top where I can see what I think. That's really cute. I am doing it as the needle book. I just saw that on Snug Harbor that Deb did hers in like a shadow box. That was really cute. She had lights on it. Okay, so I did finish framing this in the house, and then I got the first row of the fancy trim up there. So not a lot of progress, but enough. If I just keep going like this a little bit a week, it'll get done. I try to do that with my projects. I try to, it's really easy to sit down and just want to work on one project, because that's what I was. I was a monogamous stitcher, but I'm trying to, I have my basket, my magazine rack thing by my chair, and I try to alternate between patterns. And sometimes I don't want to stop stitching on something, but I force myself to. But I feel like I am getting stuff done this way, especially the smalls. And that was, I don't know if I said, but that was stitched on Foxem Rabbit Dust Bunny, 36 count. Okay, so next up I have Hop into Spring. And Hop into Spring is on 36 count Thornfield, and it's a blanket. I have a half yard and I haven't cut it yet, and I clearly could. So that is where I am on that. I expect to finish on this week, because I really don't have that much left to do. I have some greenery down here. I think it has some flowers in it. Let me get the pattern out. It's in my bunny bag. Okay. Yeah, I think got that done. I do have a flower over here on the back of the bunny on this side. See both of that, but I need a flower here, and then it goes out under here, and I already have that one there, so it's not very far. I should probably get my frame out, because I have that frame from 141 Design Company, and I probably should paint it. And then I have the twill tape, and I'll probably do like she did. Age the piece of wood, and then just put the regular twill tape through it. Otherwise I would have to age the twill tape and leave the cream more together. I don't know, I'll see what I figure out. But that one's so cute. It'll definitely be done by Easter and spring. That's a fun one. I love Brenda Gervais patterns. I gave my granddaughter some of my patterns, so she was really wanting Halloween stuff for right now, so she took a few. She took some bee ones too. She took that the bee free pattern one, and then she took, I think it was a primrose bee one that she took too. Okay, and next up we have another Stacy Nash. This one is being done on Sunkissed by Shakespeare's Peddler. And I wanted to get this one done so fast. I started it in May and it's not done yet. But I'm a little bit each week. So last week I had the green on the border done on the top and this one side. So this week I was able to get it on this side and the bottom. And I wanted to try to see how I liked it to do the border last. I have decided I don't like it. I either need to work on it as I go or I need to do the border first. But I was so excited to get to the barn that I decided to do the border last. But I'll work on it. I don't know how long it will take to do the flowers that are in the border. Maybe I could have it done next week. We'll see. But I love Stacy Nash patterns too. It's so nice. This would actually be a good one to put my daughter's name on because she was our horsey girl. We live on the lake now, but we used to live downstate, and we had 50 acres, and she had a 4-stall horse barn, and she had an outside riding arena, and then she had an inside riding arena, and she was in that barn all the time. Kept her out of trouble. But I could put her name on this one and make it for her, and that would be good. It would work. So I might think about that. I wouldn't have a lot of space. I would probably have to put her name here. So I'll think about it. I have another Stacy Nash, and it's one of her farm ones, and it has a horse on it. So that's another option for her. Okay, and for this one, I used all called for colors. All called for. I have a real problem about white showing up on my pieces when I do them. I don't know why. Okay. We'll see how much I can get in this week. I think this one's going to be beautiful framed. I don't really have a large wall in my house, but we're supposed to put our house up for sale next year, go back towards the kids. They don't come up as much as they said they were going to come up. So then I would get a basement for my sewing room instead of a garage. I used to have a beautiful sewing room. My sewing room was 1,000 square foot. It was all nicely finished. You could walk out patio doors, and I had like probably 25 foot by 25 foot patio. And then as the kids left, I had 3 bedrooms up there. So I left one as a guest room, and I turned the other 2 rooms. One had all bolts of fabric around the room and a cutting table in the center, and the other one just had bolted fabric, and it had shelves lined in the center of it. I had so much fabric. I've sold a lot of it since then. And for you that don't know, I used to have a quilt shop. It was in New Baltimore, and I had it for probably 3 years. And then a neighbor moved in. The building was always empty, and it was a guy with a fishing lure shop, and he smoked, and the smoke was coming in like by the bathroom, and I just couldn't have all that fabric ruined, so I didn't. And I had grounded us too. My husband was at the point he could go, and then our kids went off to college, and I couldn't just pick up and go anymore. I loved having a shop, but it just didn't work at the time. Maybe in another life. Okay, so this one is in my stitch bulk bag. And it is using all called for colors. This is my working copy. I didn't want to ruin my book. This one is Lydia Hannigan. I had decided to do a sampler wall. I hadn't done any samplers yet. In my living room, I have a large wall unit my husband put in probably a year ago, and it's got lots of shelves. So right now, all my samplerish pieces that I've finished are on there. They're not hanging on a wall. Because I don't want to put them in a room that I'm not going to see it. And in my front entranceway, I have a nice cabinet that I can have my dough bowl on and have things displayed on there. And then across from it, I have, I don't even know what you would call it. It's a rack where you can hang your coats up, and it's got a bench that lifts up to put shoes or hats and gloves or whatever you want. So both sides are kind of taken up. So and I have a large clock, so I just don't have a wall. We have a lot of windows. We have 3 door walls going to the outside, and 1 is in the dining area and 2 are in the kitchen area. And when we moved in, I showed you a couple videos ago when I did it was the FlossTube Extra where I did the scroll covers. That was my sewing area. That used to be the kitchen. It was very poorly designed. It was kind of set up, it had on the walls, it had cabinets, and then it had an island, and the island was on the opposite side of it, and it made an L. So you would walk in, and the sink was at the end of, or at one end of the L, and the dishwasher was right beside it. So to put the dishes away, you would have to set them on the counter, walk around the cabinet to put the dishes away. And the other room where our kitchen is now, I'm gonna do a Halloween tour, so you'll see. But where our kitchen is now, that was like a game room. So I don't know if he had pool tables in there or if he threw card parties, or I don't know what he did, but there was a bar in there. So for the longest time, because we've had this house now for 13 years. So for the longest time, it was my sewing room. And I had a beautiful view to look at the lake, which I still have, but it was just silly. So we moved the kitchen to that area, and we got a lot more storage. We put a wall of cabinets in, and so that was good. My husband, he since he's retired, he has taken up cooking. So I don't cook anymore because we used to fight over who was going to do the holiday meals, and I cooked our whole marriage, and we're going on 40 years this year. And he first started coming in and asking, what do you do with this? How do you do it? Well, then he took over all the recipes, and he took over the cooking, and I said, fine, I'll play with the kids with their toys, you cook. Knock yourself out. So he cooks. Okay, so this, I have a finish. I showed you last week how I mapped it out to see if it was going to fit. I did do 1 thread over 2, and it barely fit. And this is my grandmother, and I wanted to put her middle name in there. I didn't want to just put the initial, because my granddaughter, the 3-year-old, almost 4, she tells me, her name is Evelyn Rose. So I wanted to have it Evelyn Rose. So eventually I'll have 2 Evelyn Rose pieces. I love this one. Turned out beautiful. And I think this is one that I had a frame for, but it might not be. It might be the barn one, the Stacy Nash one. I'll have to look. I collect frames because I do all my own framing. So, and that I told you was with called for colors. So that'll be a finish. I mean, it is a finish. So I'm going to take this bag and I'm going to put it back in for my working rotation. And I am going to put, I gotta find where I put it. I'll have to find it. Oh, no. It's here somewhere. Oh, you know what? It's not in here. It's the Brenda Gervais, Have You Any Wool? And I thought that would be perfect. I don't have my basket on here. I showed you that basket that I made that my husband, I'll show him next week. He stained it for me. I am going to put the Have You Any Wool, because it's got sheep on it and it's got a couple on it. I was just picking out floss colors because that's going to be my start. I'm going to put that in that bag and I'm making it to put on the basket. So I'll do a demo on how I add stitching to my baskets because I love baskets. Okay, also we had this as a giveaway because I had two, and the word is bittersweet. And since the video didn't go up when it was supposed to, I'm gonna do the drawing for that next week. So if you're interested in winning this and you didn't watch the video that went up on Wednesday, I believe, go back and comment with the word bittersweet. Okay. And next up, I have my Afghan. I haven't done any of my strings yet, but I'm doing 5 blocks a week to add. On these ones, I just have to add the outer white, and I'm breaking it down just like my stitching so I can try to touch as much as I can in a week's time. And this is 2 rows put together. It's turning out pretty. I'm going to crochet around the edge of the whole thing once I finish it. It's got a lot of yarn to be woven in, but I like doing that, so I'll just do it when I'm done with it. That'll be my last step, but it's turning out very pretty. I think I showed the picture of the other one I made. Let me see if I can find it. This is the other one that I made. That's at my youngest daughter's house. So she's already got hers. And I'm working on the other 2 because I have 3 daughters. My second granddaughter actually claimed it, but she might take better care of it, so I'm fine with that. So I have another row that is being blocked. It's wet still, so I'm just going to keep that a row a week. We should see, unless something unforeseen happens. I should be at the slowing down part with all the kids starting school, so that should work. Okay, and then I have some quilt blocks. I keep forgetting to show you. I'm working on, I made a book. She made up pieces for it, and I've got them all cut out. I've got to sew some. I was thinking maybe tomorrow. And this is what the quilt looks like. It's by my So Quilty Life, and her quilts are always very pastel, and it's a cottage, so I had to do it. And she's got it all broke down to when you do what. And so last month's blocks were these. This is block 5, It's a window box. One piece of it. This is block 6. It's also a window block box. These are block 7s. It's a shutter, and we had to make 2. So I've got 2 shutters. And then block 8 is the bigger shutters, and we had to make 2. I haven't looked what the blocks are for this month, but they're all cut out. I just have to, they're all on a Lori Holt board, so I just have to go sew them. I like to keep with the sew along instead of going ahead or falling behind is what I usually do, but I'm trying to really not do that. Okay, and then for haul, I think if I had, oh, remember next week I'm going to, I asked my granddaughter to help me put the pattern in, but she didn't, but I'm gonna figure it out, how to make it a PDF. I don't think it should be that difficult. But I'm gonna do a demo on making the liner for the basket. So watch for that. That'll be a FlossTube extra. And I'm gonna have some haul. I saw this when I went to a quilt store, and it's the wool mat cleaning tool, because the wool mats get so dingy looking, and I have cleaned mine, but it didn't clean very good. I was looking on YouTube and I found where people were using razors, electric razors, and I had my dad's old electric razor, so I decided to try it, and it worked okay. But this tool has like little grippy things. This piece does not turn, it's just stationary, but see the grippies. It's like a serrated edge almost. But I tried it and I really like it. I have to clean my table off so I can do it some more, because I had stuff on there for things I'm doing. Okay, and then I went to a quilt shop and I bought some fabrics for bags, which I need to get to. I always say that and then I get tied up in something else. Okay, so this is Nantucket Summer. And this is a charm square. And it's got, let me pull this down a little bit. I have to make my grandkids, the price tag's stopping it. I have to make my grandkids an alphabet quilt, because I made them off my older ones, alphabet quilts, and my granddaughter, the 3-year-old, almost 4, she saw her sisters and she's like, I want one. And then my Ethan wants one too. This is very pretty. It's greens and blues. The greens are more at the bottom. So I got 6 of these. She didn't have any fat quarter rondels, and she had a jelly roll, but I got 6 of these, so I might have to go to another store and see what I can do. So 6 of those, and empty out the bag so I can put them back in there. And then I picked this one up. That's one of the line, and I thought that was really pretty. I don't know what I'm going to use it for, but I just thought it's a good one to have on hand. So I liked that one. And then they had this panel. I don't know what I'm going to do with this either, but I thought that would maybe make some pretty bags and just border around it. It's got all different stars. So I got that. And then for bags, I got this one for the inside of the bag. And I got this one for the back of the bag, and then it'll have the quilted squares, the patchwork. So I thought those would be pretty. Those fabrics are flying off the shelf too, so I have to get to another quilt shop pretty quickly. And then I picked up these two Tilda fabrics. They didn't have anything there that would really correspond with them, so maybe I'll have to pick a pink for the inside of the bag, because I like to keep the inside of the bag lighter so you can see what's in it. If it's really dark, it blocks it kind of. But this will be the outside of the bag, this will be the back, unless I can find another fabric, and I'll make this stripe the inner part of the bag. Okay, I've got a whole pile of things waiting for me to get back to. I went to, I saw that Nicole Spore did this. She did a snowman one too. So now I have to find a broom, because I love witches. My Halloween decor is witch themed. So I thought I'll make that. It's cute. I did not get the snowman one. Okay, and I went to an antique store. No, first I shopped in my garage. I bought these last year, and I don't know why they were in the garage. My husband, he wants his garage cleaned, but then he doesn't put anything away. So I bought two. They're exactly the same. So Christmas smalls. So I shopped my garage for that. I do have some more of the button fobs in the shop, my Etsy shop, and I found more buttons. It's really hard to find buttons, and there's a lot of big ones in here, but I'll see how many I can get. I got 2 packs of those to try them. Usually I have to go antiquing. We have a Midland. This one has more smaller buttons. We have Midland, and it's the same show, and it's in Midland, and it's in Davisburg, and we go to it, and it used to be 3 times a year in Midland, and then they started adding the Davisburg ones in, and now it's 2 times a year in Davisburg, and it's 2 times a year in Midland. So the one is in September. I think it might be Midland in September and Davisburg in October, but that's our big show that we go to. We had some when we lived downstate that we always went to, and then we had a flea market that was every weekend. Up here we have a small market, but it's once a month, and that's really it that we found. So, and at the antique shop I got these little hankies. I have a Crabapple Hill pattern that has hankies in it, and I've got already some hankies with it, but I didn't know if I had enough, so I said they weren't bad priced, so I bought those. She also had this piece, and it was marked $8, and I said, oh, that's cute. I could do something on a bag with that, but it has these stains that are towards the middle. So it has these same patterns. Unless I cut this out and did like lace around it on like a multi-fabric collage of fabrics just to soften it, and maybe a doily or something, I could cut that out there. But this one I could get a bigger piece. But this side doesn't have stains, so I have more liberties with this side. But I thought that was cute. And I guess I could try to get these stains out, but they look like almost like they're furniture polish or something, or stain. I'm not sure. But for $6, I thought I'll play with it. So I got that. And then my sister, she has had this dog pattern. It's a pillow that you sew. She had this dog pillow. That's the front, and that's the back. You've probably seen it before. She doesn't have this kind of a dog, but she always slept with it at night. Well, then it started ripping because it was so old that she put a patch on this spot of it, and then she put a patch on this other spot, and then she was like so upset when it was gone because she had to throw it away. So I was able to find 2 of these, and they were $3 each. So I got those for my sister. My sister, she just moved, and we are 1 year and 6 days apart. My birthday is December 20th, and her birthday is December 26th, and I'm 64 and she's 65 for our years. So we're pretty close. Oh, I found this at the quilt shop. It's a sewing machine needle minder by Riley Blake. I already opened it because I did the video already and it didn't work. So I have that. I don't a lot of times use a needle minder, but I collect them. Okay, and then she had this plate, and it was $4 for this plate. And I have the milk glass, it could be a candy dish or an ice cream dish, but it's the same thing, that it has these holes around it. I actually had one, oh, I have one right here. So this is it. That's what I have. So this is just a tomato that I put in there, but this is, you can see the depth. So I don't have any in this one, but I have others in my other sewing room. And I put the scissors in here, and it's kind of cute. It looks kind of gaudy if you fill every hole with them, but it's kind of cute. So I saw the plate, and I'd never seen that before. And I thought, oh, that would be really cute, because at Target in the dollar spot, I should have got it out. I'm gonna glue this together, so I'll bring it next week and show it to you. I might have to pause and get something else too, because I have my case that I was supposed to show you it opened. But I thought this would be really cute. It's the thing from the Target dollar spot is, it's a tomato, and it's like a covered dish. I thought that would be really cute sitting on here with maybe some scissors around it. So if I'm gonna put scissors on it, it can't just sit on the table. So I went to Hobby Lobby and I bought this for a base. So I'm gonna glue these together and put the tomato on top of it. I have a pretty large tomato display of things, but I like sewing, so. And then I have my last thing is, in prepping for Halloween, I might go get that case. I might pause it and go get it. I went to Michael's, and Michael's had a good group of ribbons. These are all pom-poms. So I have 2 blacks, 2 purples. I really like purple in my Halloween stitching. And I have 1 orange. They only had 1 orange. And then, so I got those. And then I found this sparkly ribbon. I thought was really cute too. So I got some of that. And then they had these. I got 2 purple and 1 orange. So I thought that would just be cute for little Halloween finishes. I think I did last year one of the trio sets of the witches, like Witches Go Riding. I forgot the rest of the saying. But I think I did that one set. So I think I have a few pillows. I don't really remember. I have to pull it all out. But I'll show you those when I pull it out. It probably won't be that long. So that was some trims that I got. And I'm gonna pause it here for a second, and I'm gonna go grab the box that I couldn't open with one hand last week, or Wednesday, and I'll grab that other pattern. So I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Somebody was screaming at the door. She wanted to come in. Can you say hi? Can you say hi? She hasn't been wanted to be held lately. She likes coming on my chair, and she likes one blanket, and she's getting a little bit bigger. Oh, that's not sturdy. So, okay. All right, so this is the case. Okay, you want down? Okay, goodbye. Somebody's been in heat, and they've been meowing a lot. Okay, so this is the case that I was trying to show you last time when I couldn't get it open with one hand. But I did a stencil on the top of it. It's a vintage case. I thought it was kind of cool because of its shape. It's kind of soft-sided, not heavy. But it's got this opening. And on the inside, I have this that I had from a case. And you can put some blocks in there if you want to keep them straight, if they were smaller. And I want to do something to the top of it. It's just plain right now. But I want to be able to hang like some scissors and things like that. So I haven't worked that all out yet. I was thinking about taking a piece of cardboard and fitting the cardboard to the area. And then I was gonna put like some slits in it and put the fabric over it first, then put some slits in it where I could take like fabric or elastic and like pull it. Once I put it through the slit, I could glue it on each side on the back of the cardboard. And I haven't done that yet. So that's one of my things. And I thought it would be really nice if this had a pocket just like the jewelry organizers. But the inside is pretty nice. It's got pockets on the sides. Oh, I have something in here. Pad of paper. Okay, so it's got pockets on all the sides. So I thought that's pretty nice. So like if I was going on vacation and I didn't want to take a bunch of bags, I could just have this be my working box. I can set it right on the table where I'm at and just work from it. Because my threads are all labeled and my patterns would be flat and my fabric would fold flat. So it'd probably be even a good thing to take to retreat and just carry stuff back and forth. I'm always nervous about leaving stuff at a retreat on the table because you never know. I had the quilt shop and I never had anything taken that I know of. And I never noticed it in the inventory or never caught anybody but I've been listening to, oh, what are they? They're in Utah. I can't think of it. They do a FlossTube every week. I went there a couple times when I was in Utah. I can't think of the name. But anyways, I've been watching their FlossTube and people have been stealing from them. And you would think that, my sprinkler just turned on. You would think that people wouldn't steal, but you never know. You never know. And once you put so much work into a project and in the fabric, I mean, it's not cheap. So that would not be good. Okay, so this is the basket that I showed you that I made. This basket, someone asked, this basket I made, it was with Billy Owens. He is in Missouri and he travels around teaching classes. And these baskets are made with white oak trees. And he's the second generation of this basket making. And he, like I said, he travels around to different basket shows. I don't know if he has any near him in Missouri. But I took the class a couple years at a church. So I made a couple good sized baskets. Actually, the one that had my Little House Needleworks piece on the front, their logo, that's one of the baskets I made. Then I think I made a large hamper. I don't have that one stained yet. I haven't decided what to do with it, which is silly because I could throw blankets in it or anything. So I'll have to figure that out. But for this basket, I was thinking, I had a couple patterns pulled out and I was trying to decide what I wanted to do because it was like, it's not hoarding if it's cross stitch. I forgot what the other one said. The stitching with the housewives. It was something like that too. But then I thought, no, I think I really need to use this as a knitting basket because that was my main thing when I asked them to stain it because it had just been sitting here not being used. And so then I went back and I pulled out this pattern. My light is there. And it's got sheep on it. And it's called Have You Any Wool? Have Ye Any Wool? And I thought, you know what? That her basket says wool. It's got scissors and sheep, so I thought that one would be really cute. And I just didn't grab my threads that I pulled out. We had an interesting day today. Our air conditioner, the coil froze up, so now it's on freezing, so we can see if it will work after that. And if not, we might have to get a new air conditioner. And the coolant, apparently, this house was built in 2007. Apparently, they stopped making the coolant in 2008. So the guy that built the house probably was trying to go the cheap way, which cost us later. So we'll see what happens with that. But I was pulling threads when the guy came to look at it. So, and we're going to put a humidifier on the furnace too. So, okay, so this I thought would be like adorable on the front of this basket. I think that would be a really good match. So I'm going to work on that, and then I'll do a tutorial on how I attach the needlework to the baskets. So that'll be coming as soon as I stitch it. But I think I might start this one tonight. I haven't pulled fabric yet, but I just have to make sure that you can see the creams because their shirts were a light khaki, and then two sheeps are one color and the other one is a lighter color. So I just have to make sure that all works with it. So I just thought it was really cute though. So then I can keep a larger project in here to just grab. And then I have another basket. It's in here. I'll pull it down for next week and show you. I have it laying on its side and I have quilts stacked in it. I think that's all I made, was 4 of the white oak baskets. I think that's it. So that's my plans. I'm gonna start the Halloween one so I can keep up with my granddaughter. We're gonna draw for the bittersweet pattern. I'm gonna do the basket lining tutorial as a FlossTube extra. That'll be next week. We'll say maybe Friday. Because if I do my regular FlossTube to get back on schedule on Thursday, then we can do it on Friday. And I think that's all I have. So I hope you guys have a nice weekend. Get ready for the holiday weekend. It's coming up really quick here. The lake gets really busy on holidays. Houghton Lake is the largest inland lake in Michigan, so a lot of people come here. The town is not much, but the lake gets a lot of traffic. We have an empty lot next to us, and when we bought the house, it's my sprinkler again. When we bought the house, they said you couldn't put anything, even if you wanted to put a fence up. We have canal on one side at the front of the house, and we have lake at the back side. And our canal, it goes in a circle, but for us, if we were gonna go out the canal, we would just have to drive by 3 houses, and then we would be into the lake. But we don't really park there. We have a hoist for our pontoon, so we do everything on the lake side. So it just sits on the other side. But we have a bar not very far away, and the snowmobilers were coming up our seawall to go to the bar. And there's roads down the street that they can use, but you know, it's just much easier to do this. So now we finally got permission that when we take all of our docks out, because they have to be removed because the lake freezes, we stack it all on that lot to stop snowmobilers from coming up. It doesn't look very nice, but it's what it is. So we'll have a busy lake that week, and maybe I'll get some stitching in on the pontoon, and I will see you next Thursday. So have a great week. Thanks. Please like and subscribe. I would appreciate that too. Thanks for all the nice comments. I love reading them. Okay, see you next week. Bye.